Today I'm going to show you how to make a mold for cordless power tool. I wanted to use my battery. This is a 24 volt cordless tool battery. Use my battery for other projects other than using for my tool. And I can just cut the base here out of my tool and use the base. But that'll be a waste of my tool. This tool is not cheap. So I made a mold, and it looks exactly like this base, 100% the same. So I can insert my battery here and use the terminal for other purposes, for other projects. And in order to make this, I need to make a mold for that. And this is it. This is the mold. This one looks exactly like the battery. And then I put this in a box and pour in a polyurethane with a hardener so that it will harden and become this. So this is a two-step process. First, I need to make a mold that is from silicone, and then I need to make the actual product where I use polyurethane. It's a liquid with a hardener. So when I pour it on this mold and wait until it's hardened, it becomes this. It's really hard. It's rock hard, just like plastic, just like this. I made a box from plastic coroplast, glued together with a hot glue gun, and this is going to contain my mold. Next, it's time to mix my silicone. I'm using GE brand white silicone 1. I have tried many different kinds of silicone, and only GE is the best. And also the clear silicone 1. This one is also fine too. Just different texture. This is clear and that's white. I'm using cornstarch to mix with my silicone, and the cornstarch will help make the silicone cure faster, and then make it less sticky, so it'll be easier for me to work on. Depends on the kind of mold you're using. The more cornstarch you're mixing in with the silicone, the harder your mold is going to be. In this case, I want my mold to be flexible because it's going to go in all these small spaces in there. So I need it to be very flexible for it to do that. And usually mix 50-50. But in this case, I'm going to just mix about 20-30% cornstarch. I'm just going to add some color to my mold, and this is just a printer ink refill. And my mold is going to look like this instead of that. And for releasing agent, to make it easier for me to remove the mold after it's dry, I'm just going to use cooking oil. Then smear it on my box here, all over my box. And also smear it on my tool. And all over the small spaces inside here. I just have to wait. Probably gonna take me about an hour, but to be sure, I'm gonna leave it there for maybe a couple hours, and then I'm gonna pull it out. Well, it's been about half an hour, and it's already cured. Let me show you how easy it is to clean this up. I made a mess here. Just like that. Just like that. Peel right off. Just like that. This one here. Peel right off. Just like that. Alright, it has been about 5 hours, and it should cure by now. Usually it took me shorter than that, but I didn't mix with a lot of cornstarch, so it does take a little bit longer to cure. Alright, moment of truth now. Let's pull the whole thing out. Hopefully it comes out in one piece. There we go. Feel like I just gave birth to a tool. Looks pretty nice. There's a few spots here that I have to touch up where I didn't get all of the silicone in, but I just have to put some more silicone in here. Should be good to go. And now we just have to trim this part here. Then I'm gonna cut around the edge, cut straight down. This material is amazing. Now it becomes rubber, just like the rubber in your tire. I use my knife, it's easier to cut. Go. This material, just like rubber, I can't even break it. I'm stretch it maximum. Look at that. It's amazing material. I have finished with my mold. I use regular silicone and fill up the holes and touch up my mold. And for the metal clips, I use the aluminum clips here. This salvage from the heatsink from old TVs and electronics and stuff. And these are going to be the clips that insert into the battery. Let me show you this part here. It's going to be these 3 clips, just like this. And I drew some holes so that my polyurethane is going to grab onto the clip tightly so it doesn't get loose. So this part here, this whole part here, is going to be embedded into the polyurethane. You can see here. See there? Those are the parts that are embedded into the silicone, and it's got the hole so the silicone can grab onto it tighter. On the very top of the clip, I drill 1 single hole. This is where the screw is going to go through so I can mount my cable. And let me show you my actual part here. So that is where I mount my cable. Go out to my XT60 connector. The polyurethane I'm using is a Bondo brand. It's called fiberglass resin. It doesn't say anything here on the label that indicates this is polyurethane. But the color, the look, and the smell of it, it smells really like ammonia, very strong. I worked on it for this one, and it gave me a headache after working on it just for a few minutes. So this is just a liquid resin, and then there's a hardener, and you mix it with the resin to make it harden. For the clips, you see the rectangle part here. This part is the part that's going to stick out, and this is where your battery is going to insert into it. I'll show you the actual one here. So these are the parts that are going to stick out. That is the square, the rectangle part. See there? Just like that, but it's like this. Now I'm ready to pour my polyurethane. So I got my box here. I glued everything together. Put it back in. Now I insert my metal clip. These are aluminum, by the way, aluminum clips. Goes in like so. This one I put the screw in first because between the 2 clips here is too close, and if I don't have a screw in right now, later on there's no way I can put a screw in. Also notice here the middle part, the middle clip, I cut a little piece out, that way making it easier to install the screw later on over here and over there. For releasing agent, I'm going to use vegetable oil, and it's going to smear on my mold here and make it easier to remove the polyurethane mold after it's dry. Smear all over here, everywhere, anywhere that the polyurethane goes. I'm so smeared on my box here. Make it easier for me to remove from my box later on, because I'm going to pour the polyurethane in here. To reinforce my mold, I'm going to use fiberglass cloth. I'm just going to cut a piece here and put it on here. This piece, and it's going to be on here. This is to reinforce my mold to make it stronger. This acts like rebar in concrete. Now time to mix my resin. This bottle contains 852 cc, and I think I'm going to use a quarter of this bottle. I got it in here. And now, let me close the lid here. You can probably hear the sound of a fan in the background. I have to use a fan this time because last time when I made this thing got a very strong smell of ammonia. Just gives me a headache after just a few minutes. So I'll turn on the fan this time. So I'm just gonna use 1/4 of this container of the hardener. So it's about, let's see, maybe about here. Alright, time to pour this in my mold. You only have like, I think about 10 minutes before it start to cure. So I gotta work fast. I want to avoid the aluminum clips here. Next is my fiberglass, my rebar. Not all is gonna go down there, so as much as I can. Got some scrap, it's just gonna go in here too. And I put the rest of the resin. There we go. Now I'm gonna fix my clips here, make sure it's straight. It's the last chance to fix this. Alright, it has been about 5 hours. The instruction on the box say it takes 2 hours to cure, but after 2 hours I found that it was still sticky, so I gave it a few more hours, and now it's pretty much dry. I'll show you the close up here. It has shrink down quite a bit. It doesn't stick to the to my box anymore. You see there? There's a gap there, here and here. And here too. So it should be easy to peel out. Just like that. Oh, that's easy. Some of these are leaked out. And break this part too. Probably poured a little bit too much polyurethane. There you go. just like that. That's how a tool is born. My mold stays intact. That's good news. It's very flexible, and it's quite slippery after I put oil on it. So it was quite easy to come out. Here's the end product. Looks pretty nice. Just need to trim some parts here and there, cut some fiberglass. It should look nice. I've cleaned it up a bit, and this is what it looks like. Show you my original tool. Look at the fine detail. It's transferred to the mold. Looks exactly the same as my tool. And then the inside, the crevice. So the crevice, and here is the inside. It's exactly the same. Now let's see if it fits. So my battery's got a latch right here. This one here and this one here. It's gonna go right in there and there, and it's gonna lock, tie in place, and you hear a click when it's locked in. There we go. It's locked in, nice and tight. I'm gonna avoid this screw from touching that. It's gonna cause a short. Now let's see how many volts we got. I believe this is positive terminal. That's a negative. 24.7 volts. There we go. It works. Beautiful. So here are the final products. I made extra blob of silicone and cornstarch on the top here. This is for insulation. Let me peel this out and show you what's inside. It's very easy to peel out this piece of silicone. So I install a couple wires with those screws onto my XT60 connector. Okay. And then the middle connector is for charging only. Right now I don't need it. When I charge, I'm just gonna remove out of my battery, pull it out, and then put my battery in the charger instead. I did this because I was thinking I might have a use for this in the future, but right now only needs these two terminals for a 24 volt output. This funny looking piece here is the mixture of silicone and cornstarch, but now it's used for insulation. You see here the top here, not exposed wire and metals. So I just made a blob of silicone cornstarch and slap it on here, and now it's very tough. You see that? It's just like rubber. Now all I have to do is just put it on. You see it matches all the screw in here, and the line you see here. All of these are going to be inserted into the grooves here. So all I have to do is just to put it on, and it should be on very easily. Voila, just like that. And I have everything insulated. Nothing is touching anything else, so I don't have to worry about shorting out. Let me show you how easy it is to put it in and remove it. just like that, and it locks in. See that? And then just pull it out, just like that. I wanted to use 2 of these for my electric bike, and because my electric bike requires 48 volts, so I have to connect these 2 in series. So I made this cable. This cable will allow me to connect these 2 batteries in series. So these 2 connectors you see here, they share the same single wire from negative of one connector to positive to the other connector. Let me show you how good this material is. I'm going to heat up my screwdriver to red hot. I'm going to poke it on that piece right there. See there? It's all red hot. I'll poke it on here. See there? The smoke that doesn't make a hole on my for you thing. Just a little bit of dance, that's it. I can't say the same thing for this material, but this thing seems like very heat resistant. And here's what it looks like installed in my e-bike running my 48 volt electric motor. Alright folks, and that's all I have for now. Until next time, thanks for watching.